Welcome back, race fans. Tonight, a little change of, well, as Mr. Will Roberts put it, scenery. Little venue change. Of course, last week at the end of the World 300, we say that we were supposed to be at Sonoma. However, they have changed it to the virtual track of Kentucky. So here we are, folks. Kentucky Speedway here tonight for the Dave Bush Sim Racing Unleashed Cup Series here tonight. Gonna be, I think, some good racing. Round number 12 here of season 15, presented to y'all by MaxspeedTV. We got some people in chat already here tonight. We'll get to that here in a minute, but of course, as always, myself, Joshua, Medlock, Will Roberts. Will, glad to have you, buddy. As always, each and every week when we all can make it, of course. But hey, you know, you had either Sonoma or, well, Kentucky, it looked like, and well, you know, they changed it to Kentucky, but, you know, we were talking before we went live, but that, you know, road courses, they can be iffy. You know, but, you know, mile and a half, we usually see, you know, some pretty good racing, but even that road
quite
courses,
a bit of,
they can be good racing. But how you doing, bud?
doing fairly fantastic this evening, Joshua. How about yourself?
Hanging in there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, you know, I need to start saying that. Anyway, Kentucky, this speedway was built, just at the turn of the century here in the early 2000s. Trucks and Xfinity first went here. It actually took about 8 or 9 years, I believe it was, for the Cup Series to actually venture here. I thought it was always great racing. Some people didn't like it, but who am I to judge? Anyway, it's got different corners. It's another one of those mile and a halves that they tried to change to make the racing better, which I thought the racing was already fine before they messed it up again. Anyway, like I said, who am I? Who am I to say anything? So turns 3 and 4, because you're carrying so much centering speed, pit road can just jump out at you, and so we can look forward to maybe seeing some speeders speeding into pit road, of how just how fast you're approaching pit road, and so forth. Turns 1 and 2, turn 2 could be calamity corner, just of how the cars could kind of twitch. There's some bumps in 1 and 2, Joshua, that we have to be on the lookout for as well, and just really clean air is going to be the factor, like we talk about each and every time we come to a mile and a half with these Gen 7 cars, like we've already talked about before with fuel window at a mile and a half in the SRU Cup Series, because of the 75% fuel is normally 45, maybe 52 laps, maybe sometimes, just all depends who can get the most out of their vehicle. Track temp, it's kind of cooling off. It's wanting to be hot, but it could be a slick race this evening, Joshua. 210 miles here this evening, so it's bound to be a doozy of a race. I hate to be kind of like a forecaster, of like a weatherman type of deal, but man, oh man, I called a Kentucky race earlier in the racing season, Joshua. It was a pretty good race.
Well, and I hope we have that same ordeal here tonight. Yeah, you're talking about the track too, but that's dropped down to 111 here, so it's not as hot as it was just a few minutes ago, but still definitely hot and slick out there here this evening at Kentucky. Now, of course, you pretty much ran all through the pre-race analytics here tonight. Now, pit road 45 miles an hour with a pace speed of 55. Of course, everybody sees the fuel window. You even went over that here for everybody already here this evening. So we're going to go ahead and I guess just jump into the point standings here tonight, because, well, Will already took care of everything else. So, hey, works out for me. Less talking I got to do, the better. Zachary Rogic up at the top spot here tonight, or coming into tonight at 374. Ryan Messer up a spot into second at 357. He is 17 behind Rogic. Chris Paff down a spot into third 3:54. 20 behind the leader and 3 behind Ryan. Joseph Kelsey up 2 spots into 4th at 3:34. 40 behind the leader, 20 behind Chris. Zach Deutscher is going to stay in 5th at 3:19. 55 behind the leader and 15 behind Joseph. Michael Yarrow down 2 into 6 at 3:06. 68 behind the leader and 13 behind Zach. Kyle Munson up a spot into 7th. Into 7th. At 297, 77 behind the leader and 9 behind Yarrow. Austin Sailors up a spot into 8th at 282, 92 behind the leader and 15 behind Kyle. Jeff Gilmore up down 2 spots into 9th at 275, 99 behind the leader and 7 behind Austin. And Art Mullane is going to round out the top 10, staying in 10th at 253, 121 behind the leader and 22 behind Jeff. Jason Adams on the outside of the top 10, looking to try to get into the top 10 at least. He is inside of the top 12 at 11th, up a spot, as I said, 233, 141 behind the leader and 20 behind Art. Then our, one and only tie in the top 20 between Gary Slapinski, who's down a spot, and Brandon Sheets up 4, tied for 12th at 226. 148 behind the leader and 7 behind Jason. Mark Gomez Koshik is going to be in 14th, up a spot at 217. 157 behind the leader and 9 behind Sheets and Slapinski. Phil Bridgman up 2 spots into 15th at 210. 164 behind the leader and 7 behind Mark. Brandon Hartwell down 3 into 16th at 207, 167 behind the leader and 3 behind Phillip. Keith Hurlbutt down 3 spots into 17th at 205, 169 behind the leader and 2 behind Brandon. Robbie Stewart up a spot into 18th at 182, 192 behind the leader and 23 behind Keith. Byron Bartlett down a spot into 19th at 178. 196 behind the leader and 4 behind Robbie. Rounding out the top 20 is going to be Cal Heath, who is up 3 spots from last week at 177. 197 behind the leader and 1 behind Byron. Of course, coming down to the final 10 seconds of practice, we're going to go ahead and step aside and play the national anthem provided by Madison Rising. So hang time, folks. Qualifying will be underway when we come back.
Twilight lies gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so busking in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, take us that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV.
Alrighty, folks, we're back. Qualifying underway. Coming down to close to about 50 seconds left here in qualifying. And right now, Zachary Rogic up in the top position with a 31.233. Quick enough as of right now for the top spot.
Barely.
Yeah, barely. 0.006 of a second ahead of Gary Slapinski there. Robbie Darnell is just finishing.
It's like a windshield wiper. It's like the fraction of a windshield wiper or something like that, you know, like the of how fast a windshield wiper could wipe back and forth, maybe.
Oh, yeah,
You know?
I've never heard that term before, but I get what you're saying now. Yeah.
No, I'm just making it up, you know, just like maybe as fast as a windshield wiper.
Well, oh, hey, I got to do what you, yeah, I mean, you got it on point for sure. You know, it doesn't take very long for a windshield wiper to do that. And Zachary even said, you know, put in a great time. And he is going to grab
Excellent.
the pole. So let's go ahead and get him down here. Zachary Rogic grabbing the pole out here tonight. Well, at Kentucky, you know, it was Sonoma, but change of venue, buddy. But talk about Kentucky here tonight, man. This track is very racy at times. But how do you manage the change in, well, what the track conditions can be throughout a race like this?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? My spotter was talking.
Blame it on the spotter. You know, change the venue. We were supposed to be at Sonoma. We're at Kentucky. So now you've got to go left instead of right and left. So now that it's Kentucky, how do you go about, you know, the way this racetrack can be and the changing conditions throughout the race? How do you adjust?
Yeah, well, I prefer to go left, but it's just, yeah, the exit of 4 is pretty slick, so just keeping the tires underneath you and managing that, it's hard when you're in the lead. We'll try to be fast at the same time, not too fast, and just take care of our stuff.
Well, go ahead, sorry.
I was just going to say there's going to be some strategy.
Yeah, how important is clean air here at a track like Kentucky?
Oh, anywhere with these cars, besides like short track, clean air is huge. I can disturb the air behind me and make people tight, and so yeah, just protecting this is going to be key.
All righty, buddy. We'll let you get to it. Congratulations on the pole out here tonight at Kentucky, bud, for round number 12. Good luck out there on the track. You know, remember, no fast repairs. Y'all do have 3 GWCs, so they are in the books if needed, but you just got to be careful, bud. Good luck.
Thank you.
Take it. All right, well, let's go ahead and get them down here on the starting grid here tonight, and we're going to go a side view here for this. Let's get that off there. Let's get that off there, and let's get them on the MaxspeedTV starting grid here tonight. Zachary Rogic grabbing the pole with a 31.233. Again, congratulations to Zachary on the pole here tonight. Gary Slapinski, the Harpoon Design Racing Team 78, is going to start on the outside of him in second. Joseph Collsey third, Chris Path fourth, Zach Deutscher fifth, Kyle He sixth, Jason Cavity in seventh, Philip Bridgman eighth, Ryan Messer ninth, and Robbie Darnell 10th, Robbie Stewart in 11th. Rick Adams in 12th, Michael Yallrow 13th, David Cassidy 14th. I'm going to start calling him Butch Cassidy, by the way. Carol Munson in 15th, Jeff Gilmore 16th, Clifton Ashley 17th, Kevin Roy 18th, Jim Coleman Spurger 19th, and Paul Buzz Cohen in 20th. Gomez, Mark Koshik 21st, Art Mullane 22nd. Gary Ladd is going to round out the field here this evening in 23rd. I mean, 23 drivers. It looks like 22 is going to start here this evening. So it looks like Buzz did not grid, Will. But I think this is gonna bring out some drivers here tonight at Kentucky. Bud, what do you think?
Kentucky is similar to Charlotte, or it kind of used to be similar to old Las Vegas, old Kansas, before they did the reconfiguration and repave at those tracks. But it is a driver's mile and a half,
Yes.
because it is a rhythm track. You really have to let it roll sometimes through 3 and 4, mainly 1 and 2 as well. You can after the tires start to wear, you're going to have to really maybe manhandle the car, especially on cold tires coming out of the pits. If we have green flag pit stops, we are rolling for the green, Joshua.
And the pace car is off the way here into the start zone for the first time here tonight. The Dave Bush Sim Racing Collision Cup Series Season 15, Rival 12, here at Kentucky. Green is out. Boogity, 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 folks. Racing here tonight in Kentucky. A big shout out to everybody in chat here tonight. FTR Chapel, Robert Chapel of R&D Lawn Services, veteran owned and operated. So big shout out to Robert out there. Will Roberts in the booth, also in chat here tonight. Brittany Kennedy and Tara Plath. I know she's probably out there somewhere. So a big shout out to everybody tuning in right now. And the first lap here tonight is going to go to our pole sitter, Zachary Rongage, here this evening.
Gary Slapinski tried to take the lead away going through 3 and 4. He held tight on the door, but he got really, really tight and stiff on the exit of turn number 4. Now the battle for third place heats up between Joseph Cossey and Zach Deutscher. Okay, that's not the first nor last time that's ever going to happen. So I've known both of them a long time. So anywho, Kyle Heath coming up, that is 5th position right there. So third, 4th, and 5th right there in tow. And then right back there, I think somebody might have slapped the wall coming out of the try, kind of out of the dog leg, if you will. It's not a true tri-oval here at Kentucky. It's not a true quad oval.
It's more of a D shape, more of an egg oval, basically, because you're on the wheel the whole time, and you know they gotta be careful because that wall will come up and bite you rather quickly, and you know the apron too. If you get too far down close to that apron and you get those left side tires down there, it's going to spin that car around if you're not careful. There's a good battle here between the 16 of Ryan Messer and the 22 of Chris Paff, and that's been bringing Philip Bridgman right along up here to him.
Yes, indeed, side by side for that position. Oh, Chris getting tight. Philip is now going to have to compromise the exit. This is where Chris will catch back up, but those two right behind them is Robbie Darnell and Brandon Hartwell. So just very, very knife edge racing here in the early goings. Only 5 laps in. You would have thought it was 5 laps to go.
Brandon Hartwell. I don't see Brandon Hartwell. I see Jason Cavaney.
My apologies. I thought it was the 25. I misread the number. Please forgive me. Don't shoot me.
Don't shoot you. Okay, you're forgiven this time. So if it happens the next lap, we're gonna have some problems. Oh, man. Well, glad to, of course, like I said, see everybody out there. Now, I know that that Robert Chapel and R&D Lawn Service is not a sponsor over here, but I do give them a shout-out when I can and when they're in chat. So if you guys are in the area and need your lawn done, I believe it's somewhere in Kentucky. Could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, Robert. You can do that. You're in chat. I do so many leagues, man. It's hard to keep up. If you need your lawn done, of course, veteran owned and operated, Robert Chapel there, he'll hook you up. I'm sure of it. So a big shout out to you there, brother. I got to get your image again and get it loaded up because you're not a sponsor, but you do show up. So looks like Michael Yalro got around Robbie Stewart, Kyle Munson, and David Cassidy all right here together. Then a battle back behind them here. Rick Adams, Clinton Ashley, Jim Coleman'sberger, the Maxwell House 11. So that paint is actually working out for him. It looks like a little bit better. Kyle Hayes making some moves here, buddy. Got around the 8 there of Joseph Cossey and Ryan Messer right there at the tail end.
So that will put Heath into 4th position, right? 4th?
Kyle Heath,
4th position.
Yes.
Started 6th.
Yeah, he's up a few spots already, and Zach's up a few as well from 5th to 3rd. Looks like Jeff Gilmore and Gomez back here going at it. Quick battle. Jeff is going to get around Gomez for 19th. Still 22 drivers out here, folks. I mean, anything could happen, could transpire to the track at any second, any moment's notice. So definitely got to be careful. I think tires are going to be rather important here. They only get 4 sets. That does include the set they start with. And I just think, though, that is going to be one of the most important things for these guys here tonight.
Not just that they start with, but the set that they qualify with. Correct? Like if you qualify on that set, that's the set that transfers over to the race as well, right?
I believe that's how that works.
Yes.
I'm not familiar with those type of mechanics, but
if I'm not mistaken, that's why some people don't qualify, because they don't want to put any more laps on the tire than what's already going to be, right? So
I figured it was because they wanted to start in the back.
Well, multiple reasons, but yes, that's also another one of them, so they can completely have a fresh set of tire. But then some like to just say, yeah, I just want to start in the back. Others like to have a handful of excuses to why they didn't lay down a qualifying lap.
Yep.
So
it's like Kyle Munson coming around Cassidy back here for 12th. Robbie Stewart with them. Jim right here now battling, it looks like Clifton Ashley, in that 10 Castrol machine. Ooh, little bobble there.
That's Brad Keselowski's throwback that he ran earlier, just a handful of weeks ago at Darlington for the Darlington throwback race. That's actually supposed to be paying homage to a Toyota Supra that ran in what is now known as the Super GT series in Japan.
Oh, okay. See, I don't watch the GT series. I don't watch F1. I don't watch Indy. I don't watch NASCAR. I don't watch any of it. So I don't keep up with it like you do. Good knowledge to know, but I just don't keep up with it. I don't have time.
Oh, that song, Too Much Time on My Hands, by Styx. I think it's Styx. I forgot too much time. Like, that's basically me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I wish I was a blue-collar man, but I've just got too much time on my hands.
All right. Andrew Maletta out there in chat talking about the number 13, the blue rims. Yeah, that's Kyle Heath there. He always got the blue rims.
I liked it whenever it had like a yellowish orange rim. I remember the days of that car having basically it was the same color as the side skirt there.
Yeah. Oh, good battle. Exhaust. Yeah. Well, we're going to get back to that here in a second because we've got the good battle here. Cavity, Darnell,
8th,
Bridgman.
9th, 10th, 11th.
Yeah, all right here together. And this is where you've got to be careful. You got 4 drivers right here together, and they're pretty much toe-to-toe with one another. Getting in and out of the corner safely, not hitting the wall, not getting down on the apron. I mean, they are in concentration level right now. But that was pretty close. That was close.
That corner exit, which, for the most part, some people believe Kentucky can be a single-lane track, but we are really seeing multi-groove racing at the moment. Only 16 laps in. And some drivers, some cars, the tires have already fallen off. Like, I do believe, like the 5 of Philip Bridgman, his car has completely fallen off. That's why we have seen him. He has dropped like a rock. He was up near about the top 5 positions, but then now he is already outside the top 10. He's in 11th position.
Yeah.
So Robbie trying to fend off now Michael Yarrow.
Man, we got several battles going on. We got Munson and Bridgman. Yeah.
It's all over the place.
Then we had, they already got it figured out, but looks like Clifton Ashley and Jim Coleman'sberger going at it right here. Then still yet, man, yeah, you've got them still battling side by side in some spots of the racetrack here at Kentucky. So, drivers trying to save what they can. Ooh, Clifton pushing way up close to the wall out of turn 4.
Yeah, you didn't really used to see too much of that years ago, but that is a lane that I've seen kind of come into form. Not too many people use the middle lane that much in 3 and 4. You don't really see too many people venture there. It's normally just bottom lane, but yeah, that was extremely rare to see someone almost rim ride the 3 and 4 turns like that because of how Kentucky is now.
I'm trying to see if they raced at Kentucky last season, and I don't see Kentucky. I don't think they did.
For the most part, SRU kind of goes off, like, for the most part, they kind of go off the uh, the
Real
actual
life,
schedule of that year, right?
Yeah.
And NASCAR hasn't raced at Kentucky in the Cup Series, or for that matter, any series, if I can remember, since 2020, basically since COVID. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at it here. They did race at Sonoma last season. Mark Whitley grabbed the win there with Hunter Hayward grabbing the pole. They went 50 laps there, 99.5 miles. Of course, that was on June the 11th of last season, and we're sitting here June the 9th of this year. We would be racing at Sonoma, but at Kentucky here tonight. Here we go, another battle here. Joseph Causey coming around. Oh, there comes Ryan Messer as well, trying to get around Zach Deutscher here. And I think, yep, they both got around Zach just fine. Now Ryan.
I believe Causey and Messer, they've just kind of been lurking, kind of conserving their tires just a wee bit more than the competitors in front of them. And that has allowed them to chase them back down and slowly been kind of picking them off together here. You don't really see Messer trying to get around Causey. So if I'm not mistaken, I think they could be teammates. I can't fully remember, but 18, 16 working here kind of in unison or in tow, just picking them off, like I said, one by one.
Looks like Yarrow and Robbie Darnell, a quick battle right here. And then Jim and Philip Bridgman, a quick battle. Philip on the high side here. And not trying to cut you off there. We just got battles going on. Yep. So, you know, trying to give everybody some airtime here tonight. We'll have plenty of time to do it. And I got to say, right now they're doing a pretty good job of, you know, as these tires do start to wear and tear ever so more each lap, they are doing a very good job of backing up their corners even more, not slamming on the brakes, staying off the wall, not spinning it, and really being very respectful to one another out there. Now, will it stay that way as we get later on into the race? I mean, are they going to do some more bumping and banging? Or are they going to just try to, you know, race it as clean as they can, but still hard racing? That does remain to be seen. But Chris Paff coming around Zach Deutscher here. It's Chris up into 6th. Now, he did start 4th, so he is still back a few spots. But still pretty good racing going on here early on, Will.
Yeah, Zach's tires have kind of given up the ghost around lap 23, 24. This is 26 now, so Zach's kind of now starting to fall back to the wayside. We're looking at the leader, Rongich. He's got, you know, Gary right there, I would say, just a few tenths right behind. So Kyle Heath still in 3rd position, but to what we assume kind of being chased down by Joseph and Messer in the in the 8 and 16, trying to combine the numbers. But like I said, still early days, but that's also agree with what you spoke about early on too, about who is going to be able to maybe conserve the tires, who can play the tire game better You know, you only get 4 sets like you talked about. If you have maybe a spill of cautions and just some short runs,
Yeah.
you can't really take too many gambles, right? Because it looks like for some drivers that tire life is actually more like around, say, 25 laps into the race, where others are only about 15 laps and bam, your tires are already gone. So
Yep.
others, though, really able to come back strong, and their tire life could be about 35 laps. So, like you said, do you with the tires being like they are, uh, would some people be within a certain delta of the leader to want a short pit, maybe gain some ground in doing so? But with the
Well,
stage being like it is,
yeah.
stage lap, you know, lap 41. But once it goes back green, excuse me, once it goes back green, and if it stays green after the stage ends, you have the possibility of, you know, what can I do as far as strategy wise? Can I short pit? If the leaders are going to stay out, go longer, I could maybe somehow gain some type of time back with my fresh tires as long as I make no mistakes, right? But then you're going to be on the wayside again at the end of those runs. Only if the short pit is going to be beneficial
Yeah.
in this race will it help you, and that's how you have to look at it.
Oh yeah, definitely so.
We're 10 laps away from the stage break here. 9 laps. My apologies.
Man.
9 laps, yes. And I hope you get that checked out. I hope it's not too bad. So 9 laps away. Rogic in control of this race. It looks like. Maybe Slapinski just hasn't shown us completely all that he's got at the moment. Looks like he could be coming under bombardment from Heath. It does look like Heath is in position now
Yeah.
to maybe take second away.
Yeah, I'm sitting here, just got on to Kyle Heath right now. Now, Joseph Cossey is up in the fourth, back up in the fourth here.
Yes, indeed.
Now, Joseph, he did win last week. Man, that was a long race last week. Now, he did win last week. Then you've got to go all the way back, of course, to March the 10th, March the 17th. He went back-to-back from round 3 and 4. And, of course, he comes back winning it at the World 300. So he is looking to go back-to-back again here tonight. But I think if these other drivers out here have anything to say about that, they're going to try to keep Joseph Cossey, that number 8, at bay, you know, safely. But they want to keep him behind. They want to keep him behind them. Is what I'm trying to get out there,
That's
folks.
fair.
It's like
Kyle
Munson.
Heath, one of the only few cars running the middle lane in 3 and 4, but he could be also trying to do that to get a bit of fresh air through that corner, not have the dirty air being dumped on his nose while he's trying to take second place away from Gary. Looking back here, Michael Yarrow in a pickle with Kyle Munson. He was trying earlier, he was fighting fiercely with Robbie Darnell behind him for about 5 or 10 laps.
I wonder what that battle, I wonder if it was for a dill pickle or a sweet pickle. Hopefully it was for a dill pickle, because I don't like sweet pickle.
I'm not really a pickle fan anyway, to be honest.
I love pickles. Sorry, just random.
Yep, all good.
Looks like Cassidy and Kevin Roy, David Cassidy, or Butch Cassidy, I should say. David Cassidy out there, and Kevin Roy battling Clifton Ashley, Robbie Stewart right up ahead of them, doing a side-by-side battle here. One of them in the Budweiser 3, the other one in a Castrol Oil. One of them I would drink, but I don't drink anymore, and the other one I wouldn't even touch. So, Maybe use the other one for the vehicle. That'd be about it. It looks like Zachary Rogic coming to take lap number 38 here, folks. Man, winding down the one and only stage here rather quickly, Will.
And Kyle Heath has taken second place away from Gary Slapinski.
Yep.
So Gary has a bunch of hungry hornets all over him. He's got Joshua, he's got Joseph Gossett.
Joshua.
Yep. I'll spit it out eventually. Looking to the inside, coming out of turn number 4 here.
Yep. And across the stripe here, folks, that is going to be lap number 39. So one more lap here until we get the white flag. Now, if we get a caution now, that'll end it. That'll be the stage. So, yeah, I think they're wanting to finish this out under, at least under green flag conditions. And then, they can. It's very possible. Still got some side-by-side Rick Adams, Jason Cavity back here doing some
17th, 18th.
Yep, doing some battling here tonight. Now we got to get back up to Rogic here because here at the line is going to be the white flag one more time around here, folks, for Zachary Rogic.
Closing in on Kyle Heath on the final lap. Don't know if he's going to get him, but Ryan Messer now, he is the bad rash all over Gary. So
Gary dropping back. Maybe this is by design. Maybe Gary's wanting to, see what these tires are going to do. Maybe come down pit road, don't take a set, maybe take right sides. I don't know if I would do that. But out of turn number 4, Zachary Rogic going to win the stage here tonight.
Big congratulations to Rogic there on the stage win. Cal Heath fending off Cossey, and Cossey driving back to 3rd place. Unfortunate for Gary for slipping out of the top 3.
40 laps. He has led all the laps here so far, Will. He has not looked back. Zachary Rogic.
Yes, sir. Well, people could always do some shenanigans here and maybe try to lead a lap under caution and then pit on the next caution lap, That's what I would do if I was running in the back. Points,
Yeah, grab them.
It's all about them points.
Grab them any way you can. Yep. Hey,
yep. Hey.
You owe me a coffee, Will.
All right. Let me just help you finish that sentence.
All right.
So let's see what the race is going to be like off pit road. Is Rogic going to be able to maintain the lead? Is Cossey going to be able to? What's going to happen? Normally, if you can get in your first, if you can get in that, number 1 pit box or last pit box, however you like to word it, you could normally get out first as well. So cars drop off the jack going over to the next side.
Yep.
Cossey, I think, gets lifted in the air first, but who am I to tell? Here comes Heath. Here comes. Oh, Cossey!
Cossey got it. Did he? Is he going to keep it, though? Did he speed?
Well, I think, there's some points in each pit road where you can kind of gas it up a little bit, kind of notch it up, but we'll talk with the stage winner, Zachary Rogic here.
Well, let me get into this.
Yep.
Gyro.
Grab him with our handy-dandy extension cane.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and turn this camera here and do a little bit of an in-car gyro, but let's go ahead and get Rogic down here. Rogic, congratulations on the stage win out here tonight, man. Of course, starting on pole. You led all of the beginning laps here tonight, and just off of pit road there, Cossey and Heath right up ahead of you, man, but it was close off pit road. Talking about the first run there, how did you feel after about, 40 laps, and, what do you got to do now from here on out?
Yeah, but it was good. Just had to save some tire there. I felt like I was safe, but I was going pretty slow. And then they started catching me back, and I had to start shifting into 1 and 2. I was only shifting in 3 and 4, so I started shifting 1 and 2, and just kind of using my brake to really set up the middle so I could turn. I'd have to really check up the entry, but otherwise, car felt really good. I need to save a little bit more right front this run.
So it's the right front that you guys are wearing down the most.
Oh yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, I'm sure you've got another couple of sets still in the the back burner there on pit road. So you're you know, I guess you could say good to go. If nothing unfortunate happens, let's hope not, because, you know, good racing here early on, bud. Now, we're not going to keep you, man, but good luck down there. Congratulations on your stage win here tonight.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Zachary Rongich. Now, he pulled off or got out of their third because Joseph Cossey, let me get that off here real quick. Joseph Cossey won the race off of pit road with Kyle Heath right there in second. Stage winner off third here tonight. Gary Slapinski fourth, Ryan Messer fifth, Zach Deuscher sixth, Kyle Munson seventh, Michael Yalrow eighth, Chris Paff ninth, and Clifton Ashley rounding out the top 10 off of pit road. And Stephen Lane, well, tonight I could actually officially call him Stephen Late, because he's late. Too bad I can't change nicknames in the YouTube chat, or I would. How you doing, Stephen? How you doing, bud? I know I just talked to you earlier today on the phone. 14 of you out there tuning in right now. 7 likes. Do appreciate it here tonight. Still early in the race, in the competition. Coming to the restart here, though. Lap number 45. I don't know exactly how long they can go. But I think I heard under that interview there something about 1 stop. So,
I mean, if they could probably get 54 laps out of a tank here. I'm assuming probably maybe 56. If that's the case, then yes, most definitely they could pit around. They could pit probably, you know, lap 95, 90, 99 and be good. No doubt about
yeah, it's
it.
going to be put about 55 laps on fuel then. 45, 55, 67, 85, 95, about 50 laps, yeah. So that's about to be about right there. Yep. So here we go into the restart zone here tonight. The final stage underway here. The Dave Bush Silver Racing Village Cup Series season number 15. Round number 12 here at Kentucky, presented to you all by MaxspeedTV, and of course everybody already on the loud pedal. And oh my gosh, we had some action going on back here. I thought for a second somebody was going to go for a spinneroonie here, but I think everybody got it figured out. All right, well, I think I got everybody's name down so far in chat here that has said hello or said something in chat. But, you know, there are people out there that don't chat, but they still tune in. Somebody is off to, oh, the 78, Slapinski. Ooh.
Oh, it took us back to the pit road.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? Oh, wow. All right. Well, yeah. Wow. All right. Well, I'm going to have to rewind it here because I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, I found it. All right.
Oh.
What? Oh, did he just?
He just barely clipped the apron, I think.
Oh, yeah, but he got those left side tires, I think, below that apron. Let's
Either
look.
that. Let's right on board with Zach. Oh, it wasn't Zach. It was the
38.
It was the 38 of Rongich.
Rongich. Did he get into the back of him too? That's going to be another thing.
Yeah, like is it multiple things here? Oh. Slight.
Yeah, I think he just took the air off of him. Because it was that, I mean, it was that close. Yeah, I don't think he hit him. But he got him awfully squirrely, and then put Gary onto the apron, and he's trying to save it. And Gary, well, he barely really hit the wall.
That was a pretty decent impact. It may not look like it from that camera angle, but I'm pretty sure with these Gen 7 cars, it was a good enough impact to,
well, let me.
like Gary, for him to instantly want to tow it like he did.
Yeah, I'm
that was
trying to go back a little bit here because I want to see.
a different angle. Yes, sir.
Yeah, kind of how hard he hit it, and it's not really working out for me here.
Like,
So
it looked like he tried to get the binders on.
right here, he's gonna go sideways, and yeah. Okay, so yeah, it was a little bit harder than I initially. Yeah.
I bet you the left front became pretty askew.
Man.
Real quick. Like, that's the only thing I could ponder.
Now,
Yes.
from that one angle, though, Will, it did not look like Rogic got into him. Now,
Yes, just looked like a disturbance in the force of the air, aerodynamically disturbance. But it also could have been maybe net coating that we also couldn't really see. You know, things happen on the sim, on PC World, in the interwebs. But hey, it's also part of sim racing, so contact's going to be made one way or another, or it close racing, man. We've seen it all night from the drop of the hat. So things happen. Don't know what else to say besides that, Joshua.
Yep. I mean, it happens.
It does.
All right, Steven, I sent you something on Facebook there, buddy.
Don't know how, if the lights are going to get turned on here. It's awful cloudy out here, Joshua, if we look outside the commentary box. And
don't want to look at that. I want to look at this. 102-degree track temp, 78-degree air temp. There is lights at Kentucky, isn't there?
Yeah, yes, sir. There is lights. I'm just saying, like, I don't know what time of day the race is currently right now. So, like, I was just saying, I don't know when the lights are gonna kick on. You know, I don't.
Yeah,
who knows?
I don't know either. I don't know if it's a midday race or a late evening into night. I
didn't get all that race day information.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm gonna have to probably start asking that. But most of the leagues that I do, if it's going to be a night race, they start at night. They don't transition into night. So.
But those sunsets are beautiful, though.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a sucker for a good sunset. I don't care if it's digital or not, man. I'm like, whoa, hey, look at that sunset, man. That's fantastic. Let's go to the blimp view and just turn over there. Look over there. Days into the city of the sunset. Yep, I'm that type of person.
You're that type of person.
So this caution, yes, indeed. Back on my paper route, sometimes if I would be getting done around the time the sun would be coming up, I'd just start taking pictures of the sunrise.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Lights are off, so we're going to be going back green here. Let's see.
This is going to help the drivers that are staying out. I'm not sure who all pitted under this little short caution that occurred.
Nobody did.
Nobody.
Oh well,
okay, so
we did have one or two, Robbie Darnell and Kevin Roy, but everybody else has been out here 8 laps. So
yeah, Aussie is pretty much almost. I do agree, Brian. Almost driving a Kyle Petty car, kinda. It's a Hot Wheels Kyle Petty at one time, sponsored by Hot Wheels. Anyway, what was I gonna say before I got sidetracked by the Kyle Petty comment? This could help extend everybody's fuel mileage just a wee bit more to get to where it is definitely going to be a one-stopper, like what you were mentioning a while ago. So,
and I heard that in the background. I guess somebody was talking, and
I love the spotter communication. I love it.
Eavesdrop.
That's what you get here.
I guess you could say.
Yeah, well, kinda. Yeah. I mean, they do it in the real world. Why not we?
Yep. Here we go. Green's back out. Kelsey on the loud pedal. I put Kyle to the outside, but everybody is back underway here.
At lap 51, that's 50 laps in the books complete here of 140. this 210-mile lap feature this evening. Oh, somebody slapping the wall a little bit further back coming out of turn number 2, but other than that, everybody makes it through side by side. Munson and Yarrow battle never goes away, at least
Man,
not at the moment.
these guys, I mean, they're still battling here. Yarrow, Cassidy, you got Path, Bridgman, Gilmore, all right here together. Everybody's pretty much together until they can get, you know, fully going and, you know, figure out what loud when the tires come into play, though. And we are probably going to see that. The 40 pushing up.
Yes,
Munson.
sir. That was almost calamity in and of itself in turn 3 and 4, but Munson got back on the binders and was able to cut it back down the track. That battle for the lead is intensifying as Rongich is all over the back of Kasi. How long is that going to be brewing for? As this is just a brewing pot back here.
Yep.
As well. You have Deutscher, Messer, and who is that as well? That's Ashley in the 10. So just kind of pick your favorite SRU Cup driver. They're here.
Yeah, and probably one of the favorites that everybody, you know, really knows and is unfortunately out of the race here tonight. Here we go. We're going to go in a 3-wide possibly situation. No, not yet.
Rick walks it up and kind of defends that in a way. He says no.
Cavity, I thought,
Cavity.
yeah, was going to take it to the outside, but like you said, doing a little bit
He tried.
doing a little bit of, I wouldn't say blocking, but he did go up there. So, Jason got loose. We start talking about him and, well, see what happens.
Robbie Stewart now.
Battle for the lead. Rongich, Carlson.
Right, Kasi will lead that lap.
Yes, sir.
Going into turn 1, though, I almost think Rongich would have the preferred line, and he's able to hold it on the bottom. I thought he might slide up in front of Kasi, but no, he holds it on the bottom, as he pretty much has been just about in the entire race long. That move will bring Kyle Heath back into the tow of Kasi now. Can Heath have anything for Kasi for second place?
Well, let's see here. Let's get back here. The
Three-car
top
breakaway.
3 breaking away. Yeah, I was just fixing to say that. And then you got Deutscher, Messer, Ashley, Cassidy, Munson, Path, Yarrow, Bridgman, Gilmore. I mean, the rest of the field is pretty much within 2 to 3/4 of a second behind one another. So they are right there together. Kevin Roy has lost everybody, unfortunately. He is back here in the 77 Celsius. Now, he is still on the lead lap, but he is back here in 21st. As of right
Are those
now.
drinks any good?
I don't know.
Do you drink them?
Never had them.
Okay, yep. Me neither. Some type of flavored energy drink.
Wow.
Yeah, that Mobile 1 Jason Cavany 26 car. I do. Oh, trouble coming in at turn number 4. Not sure who that was. I thought it was Gilmore maybe, but I don't think that was Gilmore. It could have been
Stewart?
Who was that?
Stewart.
Oh, Robbie Stewart. Yes, Robbie
Yeah,
Stewart.
Robbie Stewart and the 26 of Jason Cavany. Whoa! Robbie mowing some grass. Little piece of
He
grass.
just kind of runs out of steel. He just kind of ran out of real estate there,
Yep.
battling with Jason Cavany in the Mobile 1 26 machine. That is not Brandon Hartwell in the 25, Willie. It is not Hartwell. So,
now, Hartwell is not here tonight. So
no, I just, for some reason, thought he was. Oh, Heath is there on Joseph.
Yep,
So
this will be a battle for P2 here. We can't, of course, forget about the battles going on. It looks like Stewart, Adams, there's Rick Adams,
Darnell,
and
right behind
Darnell, as well as Art Blade right there behind him. He's got a bird's eye view of the battles ahead of him.
Darnell takes the position away from Adams, now looking
Whoa,
to
Robbie, stay
for
off that
Stewart.
wall.
Hey, that is... Robbie's another one of those drivers that really cuts to the bottom of the track, and that's one of the preferred lines around Kentucky, right where you need to get if you want to really diamond the track off. Get basically his line, Rongich, and Heath, a few others. Like that's kind of the way to get around here at Kentucky. That's kind of how I used to drive around here as well. So that's exactly what you want to do. You really want to get the car pointed as low as you can, but have a straight off corner exit as normal, typical 1.5 miles, right? But Kentucky, like we talked about, it's shaped funny. It is a 1.5 miles, but it's shaped funny. It's almost like one of those people, from the hills, or maybe a long lost relative you didn't know, and you go to the family reunion and you're like, oh, well, hey there, cousin, I didn't know you looked that funny. But anyway, so that's basically Kentucky. Okay, so
man.
I always loved it. It was a fun track. Like I said, it was a rhythm track. After a while, the tires would start to go away. You couldn't attack the corners like you could. I mean, you could, but you might spin out, or like you gotta really pump it. Maybe let it out, let the throttle out, roll it out a little bit more going into the corners. Like I said, you can't really attack it after you start to lose the tires. You really got to conserve the tires here. Rongich said he was shifting. I have not driven the Gen 7 cars yet, unfortunately, but he was shifting at both ends of the track. I thought it would just be in turns 3 and 4, but no. He also said him and the other competitors were shifting in turns 1 and 2. So just imagine how low of RPM you have to get to even be able to shift down a gear in any form of race car. So
possible battle here for the lead. We've been on it for a couple of laps. Rongich, Heath, Cossey still all right here together. We do have still Messer, Deutscher, Ashley, Cassidy. They're kind of breaking away a little bit from Munson, Path, Yarrow, Bridgman, and then Gilmore is a little bit further back with Coleman, Sperger, and Cavity. Gary Wright's pretty much right there as well. So, these tires, I think, will starting to, come into a factor here. They're not hitting the top speeds. They're having to be careful. They haven't been out here but 25 laps, but 25 laps can take a toll on that right front. Oh, and here we go, battle.
We talked about it earlier. Who has the 15-lap speed? Who's got the 20-lap speed? Who's got the 25? And so on, right? Until you finally have to come back down and pit again. Who has the long-run speed out of everybody? And yes, Zach kind of falling back now. He was in 4th position. Now he falling back a little bit, like we talked about. Who's got the longer run capable speed? Who's able to find it? Who's losing it? Who never had it? But sorry. Anyway,
we're just listening.
After I said it.
We're just listening. We're just kind of watching it here, just listening. I mean, yeah, you make a good point. Now, they will have to pit, though, once, for sure.
Oh, yes. Like we talked about, possibly maybe around, it's going to be somewhere in the 90s. If it stays green from here on out to whenever we get into the lap 90s, that's when we should see everybody start to come in and pit.
Yeah.
And then
I'm going to probably say mid to upper 90s, probably closer to 100 now, depending on, because of that.
Yes, exactly.
God, it's got loose.
Like we talked about, that caution has helped extend the fuel mileage, no doubt about it, because people turn off the cars, pop in the clutch. We do all these magical things to conserve the fuel. Yeah, I just saw that on the live. Yes, I said, it may not look to the average viewer, it may not look that oh, the car kicked out going into some left turn. That right there was a save and a half. That car could have been wrecked. That
Yep.
car probably should have been gone.
Yep.
Okay.
The Kyle.
Turn 3, that sideways going into Kentucky, turn 3, you're gone.
Yeah, I can't believe he saved it, but that just goes to show the caliber of driving for Kyle Heath. So, you know, and Rogic, Kyle breaking away. You've got Kossi and Messer battling here for third. Let's see, you got
Epic
Ashley
battles
and
back here, yes.
Deutscher,
Epic.
Cassidy, Munson, Paff. It looks like Paff is right there to the outside of the 40 of Kyle Munson. And Michael Yarrow right there with them. So still battles throughout the racetrack. Lap 72 of 140 here tonight. Fixing to be completed. And Kyle Heath goes to the lead for the first time tonight.
Messer may be looking away by Kossi, but yes, Kyle Heath taking the lead away, coming out of turn number 4, down the back straightaway. He took the lead away, but now completing.
He got a lap.
Yes, leading a lap here, but Zachary Rongich, there we go. I'm like, I know his name. Zachary Rongich looking to possibly take the lead back away. He's looking all over, trying to find a window of opportunity as Messer getting by Kossi.
I wonder if this is by design, you know, because if they see here, if they pit at 90, 91, that's going to put them right at or around that 50 to mark. If they go another 5 or 10 laps, they'll definitely have enough to make it. So, do you come down at about the 90, 91 mark and chance it, or do you run it as far as you can, make sure you do have enough when you do pit? Good question. Ooh, Rogic all over the back bumper of Kyle. Another battle.
Three-way lead right here. Kossi has the best front row seat. Looking at this going into turn 3. We've seen Heath stay in the middle just about all race long right here. Now Rongich back to the bottom. This is the view from Kossi's onboard cockpit view. This is what he's seeing out of his windshield. Just nowhere to go really for him. He's got all three of these guys would have to just swipe to the left. And he is in the view of, he's in clean air. But anywho, Kyle Heath defending. That's all he can do at the moment is, as the race leader, Rongich trying to look back for a way by Messer. He has nowhere to go. He's basically trying not to be the caboose that Kossi is at the moment. So, but Messer wants the lead. Like I said, it's tough to pass once you have one car in front of you. When you have two cars in front of you, especially one being the race leader, the other being the second place man who's pretty much dominated the race up until Kyle Heath taking the lead away from him. We are about to be 77 laps complete into this race, and it has been something else. There's been battles up front, in the middle, even in the back, even for last place, I tell you what. So
these guys are battling it out for sure. I mean, we're not done. How long are they going to go? Who's going to come down when? I guess we'll find out here, folks, roughly in about 13 laps. 90, 95, 100 or so. I don't think they can go.
Yeah, they can't go any further. I would have to say.
I don't think.
No further than 102. I do not believe. If someone goes further than 102, maybe 105, I'm gonna. Oh well. But
we'll find out.
Math was just wrong. Rongich now attacking around the outside of Kyle Heath going into turn 1. He had a good setup here. I think Heath might have had a bad turn 4th. He could be compromised here. Messer. Oh! So Almost a big incident. That's why I went, oh, now Rongich now going to defend the 16. 16 makes contact with the 88. 88 having to back up. The 16 backs up to the 8. Coming out of turn number 4. Everybody keeps it straight.
It's getting dicey out here.
The barn is almost on fire.
I know we've got a lot of battles going on here, but I do want to give a shout out to Mr. Dave Bush out there. Dave, I hope you are okay. We miss you out here, buddy. You know, I don't hear much from you anymore, but you know, thoughts and prayers out there to Dave Bush and the family. Dave, we miss you, buddy. We really do, bud. That's why this is called the Dave Bush Sim Racing English Cup Series in honor of Dave. Of course, visit the website, Sim Racing Unleashed website at simracingunleashed.com. Facebook, SRU-Sim Racing Unleashed.
One day we're gonna have like T-shirts, you know, caps, jackets. It's gonna be something. We're gonna have racing apparel. It's gonna be.
I'm looking into getting MaxspeedTV stuff made, but.
Oh yeah, that would be cool too.
Oh man, still these four
I need a size
drivers.
8 or maybe 8 and a quarter hat.
Okay.
I have a big head.
I don't know about hats. I haven't thought about hats yet.
I don't like snapback hats. I was just saying, man.
Robbie Darnell, Jason Cavity, quick battle back here. Go ahead and check on them. 44 got a little loose though. Robbie Darnell, but yeah, I'm thinking about. They got to start off somewhere. Shirts. That's probably the best way to start is shirts.
And hats. I mean, what?
Wow.
So, I'm a sucker for a good hat. Now, if it looks nice, now I'm a sucker for a good hat. Who
is that up
Jason
into the
Cavity.
wall? Yeah, way up there, close to the wall.
He just skimmed it though. That's okay.
Yeah, just a little brush
To
with
him, he could
destiny.
have just been like, "Hey, that's my every other lap line right there, fellas." You know what I mean? You know. He's like, "That's perfectly normal." Up here, man. Now look at this. Kyle Heath being overtaken by Messer.
Man, we got battles everywhere though. Yarrow, Ashley.
Side by side.
We was just back here with
Twitchy coming out of turn number 2. I'm surprised turn number 2 hasn't been more treacherous.
Robbie.
As I just speak about turn number 2, it was a bit treacherous right there. So things are heating up like you talk about, Joshua, and the race lead just as well. You have Messer all over the back of Rongich like a complete bad rash of poison ivy. Tossing. He's trying to keep Kyle Heath at bay once he's past him. Like you say, just battles afoot everywhere.
Yeah, just try to keep up with it all. By the time I get back there, it's over with, usually.
And Rongich trying to ink up just a little bit further away from everybody as Messer's run has almost stalled out.
Stephen laying out in chat saying he's going to get the first Medlock Juju shirt. That's his thing. Every time I jinx a driver, it's the Medlock Juju. He come up with it. So we're going to have to get a couple of shirts like that made too. They ain't nothing better than
what the drivers say about me.
There ain't nothing better than the Medlock Juju. MaxspeedTV style.
You know, sometimes I feel like I've cursed, or not necessarily cursed, but I've really talked up a lot of good driver, you know, be like, oh, this guy's running really well, you know, and then next thing you know, he's crashed. Oh,
yeah.
Well, don't blame me on that one. That's not my fault.
It looks like Gomez up into 17th after starting 21st. He just got around Philip Bridgman, so he is up a few spots here. Now, Gary Wright is still on the lead lap in the number 30 car. Right up.
2.5 seconds off the lead lap, though, so he is Not quite in the danger zone yet. He's still got about 10 seconds to go before we get there playing the Kenny
He
Loggins
just
music.
hit the
But
stripe, so Rogic will be coming around and hitting the stripe here momentarily. But yeah,
that gives you the gap, indeed, sir. So
yeah,
closing in on 90 laps complete.
Yeah, getting there.
Like I said, getting to the pit window here for the green flag pit stops that we have been guesstimating to arrive. It's like watching your package being delivered, like tracking the VIN number and everything. It's like you, or I guess if like your local weatherman that you that you swear by up and down every week. He always tells the best weather, but then he always gets it wrong.
Yep. Yep. Steven did an interview last night, and he jinxed the driver. So, Philip
okay.
Bridgman, first one to come down pit road.
Right at lap 90
Right,
here.
I told you we'd probably have some drivers do that.
Mm-hmm.
But is it going to hurt him, or is it going to help him?
Well, we're gonna see here. He was running fairly. He was outside the top 10. That's for sure. Outside the top. I think he was 15th, 16th, somewhere in that ballpark. So.
Now they will all be
getting back by Messer.
Well, they should be
He's
coming down pit road here in about a lap or two.
Shortly.
So they have been out here now 50 laps, and we did have it at 45 to 50. So we'll see exactly how long these drivers can go. And this is going to actually bring that fuel window really in a closer perspective.
Exactly. Next time, if we ever come back to Kentucky with a Gen 7 car and it's 75% fuel,
like
I agree.
Gary Wright is down pit road here, and now he just went a lap down. So,
I mean, I thought the racing tonight has been pretty great here in Kentucky.
Phenomenal, you know.
Oh, yeah, it's been AJ Styles, top rope, yes.
Yeah, well, it's what happens when you broadcast with Joshua. Wow.
I mean, I kind of agree with that, but I just normally, I'll let him do the, post-race stuff. He normally just gets it done and over with. Me, I will want to talk to somebody all night. I'm that type of person. I will ask them as many questions. You don't want me to
interview somebody.
Yeah. I mean, if you want me to, cool, I'll do it. But,
yeah.
I mean,
Y'all roll is down pit road. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just probably going to say you've already probably had my thrill of that already. And it's oh, he takes forever. Bad idea.
Ryan Messer down pit road here. So here they come. Pit road starting to get a little busy. Rick Adams looks like
Messer coming, like you said.
Coming off of pit road, yep. So Messer is down. Coleman-Sperger, Cavity, Stewart, Gomez, all down pit road, and I don't think that's going to be... Nope, here comes Cossey, Heath, Munson, Neuscher, Path. Wrongage, however, is still out there, and he's going to hit lap 55 here. I bet you he'll come down this time.
Cossey and both Heath might have been questionable getting to the cone. Like I talked about earlier, speeding penalties. I'm just saying it looked pretty questionable looking at it when they hit the line. I'm just saying, there was a lockup by Cossey. Heath had to woe it way down, so I'm just throwing that out there.
Rogic
but
is
yeah,
down.
Steven.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to tell Steven, I can be a person that if you give me the opportunity to talk, I will. You got to let me know. Hey, shut up. you know, like you've talked enough already. Like I can just go on if you let me. Like if you
Yeah.
like. Have you ever seen the show or like the toy, like the Beyblade, like let 'em rip Beyblade, like like man, if you turn me loose, just that's all you got to do. Just Beyblade, like just turn me loose, let me go. I will, as I'm doing right now. Anyway,
Yep.
ramble on. Robbie Darnell in the pits right now.
Yep.
So looks like he will be. I think he cycles out to be our last pit taker.
I think so. Kevin Roy is now.
Okay.
Well, he's coming off. So yeah, Robbie Darnell, I believe, is he is our last one. So.
Ramblin' Will, I like that. That's it. I've never thought about that before.
Ramblin' Will.
That's a good one. I like
He's
that.
a rambling man.
So Robbie comes to a stop at his pit box. Like I said, it's going to cycle out to Rongich. Will be the race leader.
Messer,
once he
Munson, Deutscher, Paff, Yarrow, Cassidy, Ashley, and Philip Bridgman. Darnell still in 10th. Gilmore is coming up on him.
That helped Philip get into 9th position. If they could have had a quick caution here, maybe if everybody would have pitted again, or maybe come down, get another set of tires, I guess that would have helped out Philip. But because just in a number of laps, Philip's going to be probably around lap 105, 115. We're going to see Philip drop again here, just because that's around the lappage that he's kind of been falling off tonight. I'm just going off what we've already been seeing, in my mental notebook. So
I got notebooks. I can't remember stuff from lap to lap sometimes, so I just write it down.
Unfortunately, photographic memories are terrible, but I do not. I have a notebook right in front of me. I just don't use it. I need to. I really should. I should be like you and like take notes and do this and do that. I just feel like I do a good job with it in my head. Good battles, man. Still, as you're flicking through, you got Deutscher with Munson. That was who was that above? I think that was just somebody getting around
Messer. Zachary Rogich is 2 seconds ahead of Ryan Messer, but Ryan's closing the gap.
Yeah, that was
so. Let's see. You got Deutscher and Paff.
Ryan stayed out a little bit longer, though, didn't he?
See, Ryan Messer has been out here 6 laps, 7 laps now. Zachary Rongich is 5. So yeah.
Wait.
Zachary Rongich has only been out here 5 laps. Ryan Messer has been out here 7.
Okay. So actually, Rongich has the fresher tire. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Who has the worst? Probably Philip. He's been out here at about 12 laps now. Gary Wright at about 10. So these two drivers probably has the worst of the tires. Now, I'm saying that based on their stint. Now, do they actually have the worst tires? That depends if they're saving any or not, and who is running hammered down out here tonight at Kentucky.
How hard?
So, we don't know.
Pushing the car, corner entry, corner exit. I do think Kyle Heath got a speeding penalty with Joseph Cossey, because they are no longer up inside the top 5, even inside the top 10. Exactly.
Yeah.
I was correct.
Let's see here.
I hate being that type of correct, but it looks like I was correct.
54.5 box with a 54.7 box, and Jim Coleman'sberger also got one with a 54.6. So
speeding on entry, yes.
Yep.
They didn't have to come back down and do a pass through. That's just, I talked about that at the top of the show, did I not? That was one of my bullet points, that I mentioned. Brandon Hartwell. Hey, everyone. Oh,
Brandon Hartwell in chat.
I guess he's withdrawing from Cup activities and just shooting for Xfinity season championship. It says speeding on pit road is 40-second hold.
Yeah,
so
I know. Plus their time. Yeah, so that
time in
equals
the box.
time in the box for the regular pit. So yeah, it's that would be it. So yeah, 40-second hold plus the time in the pit box. Yep, that'd be it. Man, Zachary Rockets coming on. Yeah, boy, he is right on the tail of Jim Coleman'sberger, and that's our leader, Zachary Rockets.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Brandon, I think me and my buddy Brian will be. I think this week, it was supposed to happen this past week, but I think this week, I think we will start covering the SRU Xfinity Series. So just have to wait and see. It's still a waiting thing, I guess. Like I said, I'm just the voice of the people, I guess you could say. So
Is that over? Is that over on BNR?
Yes,
Okay,
sir. That would be if yes, sir. If it is, it will be on the BNR racing networks.
Well, I know. I mean, you help
find it.
You help BNR.
YouTube.
You help MaxspeedTV, and we're all part of SRU. So technically, we're all a team.
Sir.
You know.
Yes, sir. Big family hugs.
Yep. So you know, it takes everybody. You know. I'm booked 6 days a week already as it is, so I know how it goes.
Same here, man. I can't get away from you guys.
Well, all right, lap 109. So this time I will be 110. That's going to put us there at the mark of 31 to go. We've had 2 cautions, 1 stage, 1 regular here tonight, a total for 8 laps. 32 laps to go as of right now to be 31. Here in just a second with 6 lead changes here at Kentucky this evening. And right now they are starting to get a little bit more spread out after this green flag pit stop that they had, Will. So not a whole lot per se going on. Maybe some close battles could be arising. I do see one here with Deutscher and Paff. That would be for podium, spot number 3. Possibly even back here with Cossey and Heath. Both of these gentlemen, unfortunately, getting that.
Yeah, now that the top 4 have kind of been broken up with Heath and Cossey getting a speeding penalty, they're 1 lap down at the moment, respectively. So that kind of opens the door to maybe who's going to maybe finish on that 3rd and final podium position, because we were expecting one of those 2 competitors to kind of finish roundabout in that area. But now, you know, Messer is still in play to kind of finish up here, but who, you know, like you said, Deutscher and Paff going at it 3rd and 4th at the moment. Bridgman's still in 9th position, so he's still holding station, but he's got, the ticker kind of went by, couldn't catch who was catching Phillip, but yeah, battle's still all afoot. I just, Kentucky, man, you never can tell, and it's been a good one. It's been a heck of a race. It's turned into something else, that is for sure. Heck of a race.
Well, we're gonna going back to the you know, you saying who's gonna get that 3rd place, you know, podium spot. Now I know we're looking at what we're seeing right at the present time. Now the big question is too, are we gonna get a yellow between now and the end of the race? And if so, how is that going to play a factor in not only who gets the final podium spot, but, you know, who is going to grab the victory? You know, who's going to finish in 2nd? Will Kyle Heath, Gomez, Gary Wright, a couple of these guys that are a lap down, will they get their lap back? How will that play a factor, you know?
There's 13 cars on the lead lap. Rick Adams is about to be a lap down. He's the next car that you see right there in front of the leader. That white and black kind of reddish car. That 42 Rick Adams car is next to go a lap down. He's going. It looks like he's trying to kind of secede the positioning and let Wong. Yeah, it was. That's one thing as a race leader. You almost never want to catch a car on corner exit. Or really corner entry. It's really straight away, kind of sometimes corner entry as long as they don't have your line. But coming off the corner, it kind of funnels out there on turn 2. So it's quite odd. It's tricky. You never want to catch a car. It doesn't matter what type of motorsport it is. Never want to catch somebody on corner exit. It's going to be compromising, and that is why. 30, oh, excuse me, I can't count. Got to go back to first grade here. 20, no, still can't. 35 laps to go, Joshua.
30,
there we go.
35. No.
34.
25.
20. Oh, man, I was right
20,
the second time.
24, actually. We
always,
just hit 24.
Always go with the second time, I guess.
Second guessing yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Hey, man, I do that.
Oh,
Anyway,
Kevin Roy, Jason Cavity. Here we go, heating up back here. This is around that, right at the top 10, really, between Cavity and Roy. And good battle here between these two drivers. We'll stay right here with them and see if, they can go.
Oh,
Wow. Boy.
Position.
Man, that 26
So
of
they have
Cavity
got around
loose.
Phillip. Some troubles for Clifton Ashley. Not sure what he is going through, but Jeff Gilmore just in front of these drivers. That battle for third and fourth still ensuing. That is the lap down car of Art Milan.
All right, 15 of you out there tuning in right now, folks. We've got 8 likes. We're 2 shy from 10. 7 shy from 15. Can we hit 10, 15 likes out here tonight before the end of the last 20 or so laps here tonight? If you have not done so already, hit that like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell, and we do appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight. There is a lap 120, so next time by, we will be officially at that 20 to go mark here tonight for the Dave Bush Sim Racing Elite Cup Series Season 15, round number 12 here at Kentucky, and still a long season to go. We do have, of course, next week, bringing down that top 10 here, we will go to Martinsville for 250 laps, and then the following week we will be at New Hampshire for 150 laps. So, Will, we've got a couple of races here that are pretty tough tracks. Out of these two, which one are you looking forward to the most?
First one out of Martinsville and New Hampshire. I'm going to have to go with New Hampshire. Martinsville. I'm not going to be looking. Yes, New Hampshire. I remember New Hampshire last year was a pretty, it was a spectacular race for it being New Hampshire because it was exciting if we can remember all the way back to last season. So Martinsville, historically, I just know from a broadcast point of view, it can be tiresome. But, it just bring some popcorn, maybe cook you some burgers, a hot dog. You might be in for a long night.
Oh, something's going on with Yarrow. I know exactly what's going on with Yarrow. He's in his pit box. Now, very interesting, 26 laps. He's on pit road with 18 to go. So they have got to have enough fuel to make it. I don't know why Yarrow came down pit road, to be honest with you. So he is in his box and has been on his box and in his box for almost 30 seconds. Did he get a hold?
Good possibility. So 10 cars left on the lead lap. That's 11th place. Philip Bridgman going a lap down. So
Zachary Rogich, though, has led 101 laps here tonight. He will, regardless, come away with the most laps led.
And a dominant performance at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, Zachary Rogich wants that virtual trophy. He wants the win here at Kentucky after leading all these laps, being so dominant. You know, that's what you want as a driver after being such a dominant force to reckon with all evening long. I know I won my fair share of Kentucky races, and it felt so just invigorating, just winning races at Kentucky. Because it was a challenge track. Like I said earlier at the top of the show, it's a driver's track for it being, some people say, oh, mile and a half, they're cookie cutters, they're all the same, you know, all that, etc., blah, blah, blah. But they're not. Each one's different. Each one has their own characteristics, Charlotte being the narrowest one on the entire circuit. Like I said, Kentucky looks like your long-lost cousin that you never met. Las Vegas, it been reprofiled and redone from it being a flat mile and a half. And Kansas, man, Kansas is one that always brings exciting racing, right? So you say that they're all the same, but they're truly not, because each track has different racing, Joshua.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking at chat here. Brandon says y'all got the practice ticker on the laps to go spot. What?
Yeah. He was. I think Brandon Hartwell has hurt his head or something. I think he has been concussed or something.
Yeah, because I don't know what he's talking about, because I don't have.
I didn't get it either.
I know.
It's okay.
I know when I bring up the top 10, this countdown here, it brings up practice. I understand that, but as far as the actual race, the little top 10 don't count. It's this is what, yeah, that you would be more concerned about. But yeah, that top 10, something's going on wrong with that.
Yeah, that's the practice top 10.
Yeah.
That's what he was talking about earlier. Oh, I get it now. Anywho,
I don't think I can change that though. If we bring it back down and it says top 10, yeah, it don't. I have no way of changing that, because I can hit it and it doesn't do anything. So, all right, well, can't really do nothing with that, but we do have 11 to go here tonight. Will, we are winding down the final laps here, bud. As of right now, I don't foresee a GWC attempt, and I really don't foresee a caution, but then again, as I said before, anything can happen in a split second.
Oh, I agree. Anything is quite possible. Looks like a second, if not a second and a quarter fall off time for Rogich. The race leader overall, but Chris Paff has fallen back to 5th position. Cavity here going a lap down.
Yeah.
Now only, what is that, 8 cars?
8 cars on the lead lap. Kevin Roy is the last driver right now. Started in 18th here, and he is inside of the top 10 in the 8th spot. Robbie Darnell ahead of him in 7th. Cassidy 6th. Paff 5th. Munson 4th. Deutscher 3rd. Messer 2nd. And the other Zach. We got Zach and Zachary, so good way to keep them separated.
Munson applying a lot of pressure to Deutscher, trying to crack himself inside the top 3 here.
The podium, yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I got Brian O'Dell put Europe's final countdown in my head.
I know. I used to. Yeah, I used to say that, and I still do from time to time. But yeah, I love that song. If I could play it, I would. but
We're
I'd get,
heading to Venus.
but I would end up getting a pop with a copyright strike. Battle for third here. Zach Neuscher, Kyle Munson, Zach going back into fourth. Kyle up to third. Wow, dealing with some lap cars here. Ryan Messer is by himself, but Munson now dealing with the 5 of Bridgman. Ew.
Good run from Munson, getting inside the podium positions, third position here, and inside the top 5 as well, you know. So looks like he could have, no matter what could happen here, a top 5 run. Paff and Deuscher could gang back up on him.
Yeah, we'll see.
In the closing 5 laps of the race, 5.
6.
Does that say 6? Oh,
6.
see, I'll blame that on my eyesight. So 6 laps to go. But we always know I like being ahead of myself, so.
Yep. Five laps to go now. Well, here we go. Yep, 5 laps to go. Next time by will be 4 to go. That'll put us within that window of, yes, a potential GWC. Not going to say it's going to happen, but we always got to keep a reminder that, with about 4 laps to go, if they get a yellow, then that will set up a GWC attempt. So hitting the line here, well, there we go. That is going to set us down to the 4 to go mark. Next time by will be 3. So we are in that window for what could be a GWC attempt. I don't foresee it happening, though.
Did anyone else see the race at Pocono today?
Nope.
I don't know what race at Pocono you're talking about, but I know in the real world, NASCAR raced at Sonoma.
Yeah.
The IRL were at Road America. The Trans Am, all the Trans Am stuff was at Pittsburgh Motorsports Park. Yeah. EMSA was at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Park. I don't know what Pocono race we're talking about there, John, but 2 laps to go. Zachary Rongich, utter domination here, leading 116 laps at the moment. If he leads the final 2, it'll be 118 laps led.
Mathin with Will Roberts here tonight, folks.
But did I do something wrong again?
Nope, 116 plus 218. Mathin with Will Roberts here tonight.
Oh, okay. Yep.
There it is, 1 to go, folks. Final lap. So all Zachary's got to do is make it around now. Having a 4.5 second lead over Ryan Messer. I think he's got it in the books if he doesn't mess up here. And I don't think he's going to. The middle of 3 and 4 here, coming out of 4 here. Momentarily, Zachary Rogich onto the front stretch here tonight. He is going to win round number 12 here at Kentucky. Ryan Messer will cross the line second. And Kyle Munson, they're in third. Zach Neuscher 4th, and Chris Paff rounding out the top 5. Our podium.
What a close battle. Top 5, man.
Ow. I just kicked my table. Ow.
Oh, that's nice. Lovely. I bet your toe loves you.
Ow.
Which toe is it? The big toe, the middle toe, the ring toe?
No, I kicked it. I kicked the table on the bottom of my foot.
Oh, ooh,
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah, all right. Well, Zachary Rogich with the win here tonight, folks. That is going to make it for Zachary his 3rd win of the season here. we will get Zachary Rogich up here to have a talk to him momentarily, with Ryan Messer in second and Kyle Munson in third. So hang tight, folks. We will be right back here on MaxspeedTV. Alrighty, folks, we are back. I have caught up with the top three here tonight. We're going to start here with our third place finisher here this evening, Kyle Munson. Kyle, well, Kentucky, the oblong egg-shaped monkey head track. I don't know what to call it. It's, you guys are on the wheel the whole time. Talk about it here tonight. Just really, one yellow and then the stage caution, green flag pit stop there at the last half of the race. How did you manage that? How did you manage the track? Talk about it, bud.
Yeah, man. I gotta say my car was really good tonight. The big trick was just saving the tires as much as you could. You had to really be committed to it early on in a run. If you burn them off early, I mean, you're just gonna be sliding, and by the end of the race, you were junk at that point. So that was the trick, man.
Well, we'll go ahead and mention, we'll talk about, the tires, that right front. You talked about the tires. What, in your opinion, what do you think where the tires did come into play and when they really started to fall off? Can you give us an idea?
Yeah, I noticed a lot of people were actually falling off around about 20 laps in. My car actually stayed pretty consistent all the way through the run. And, I was just working on just backing up the corners a little bit here and there and,
Yeah.
Dialing the brake bias back a little bit. So it worked out.
So it was a brake bias type deal, change it here, change it there, do this, do that on this lap. It was all about brakes.
A little bit, just a lot of a combination of driving style and how you're entering and exiting the corners. So if some guys were pushing it a little deeper into the entry in the corners, and I was really a shallow, short entry, so I backed my corners way up.
Well, you did what you had to do to get a third place podium finish here tonight, buddy. Awesome job. Of course, next week, Martinsville. A couple of races coming up that are, a couple of tracks that are going to be pretty tough. Martinsville next week. We'll take it one race at a time. So Martinsville, the next race on the schedule. How do you feel about Martinsville? And then 2 weeks from a week from next week, 2 weeks from tonight, New Hampshire. So how do you feel about Martinsville, bud?
Martinsville is a track that is super challenging to me personally. I don't always have the best of luck there, so just the main thing is going to be just to keep the car clean.
So what, so out of Martinsville and New Hampshire, you would probably go with New Hampshire being your preferred track?
Definitely, certainly over Martinsville for sure.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens next week, buddy. I mean, it's Martinsville. You never know. You could go in out there and get, another, top 5, possibly top 3, maybe even the victory. You never know what's going to happen race to race. So, keep your head up, keep it straight. Awesome job out here tonight, buddy. Grabbing a third here after starting 15th. Do you have any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate?
Yeah, just want to say thanks to all the sponsors and everything. You guys, obviously, for doing a broadcast, and SRU for putting on the races for us. So appreciate all that.
All righty, Kyle. We'll go celebrate your P3. Awesome P3 out here tonight, buddy. We will see you next week at Martinsville.
All right, thanks, man.
Thank you. All right. Well, that is going to bring us up here to our P2 finisher here tonight, Mr. Ryan Messer here this evening. Ryan, you started ninth, you finished in second. There was a lot of good battling going on down there on the track. But everybody had to be careful for sure. Talk about your race, how it went for you overall, and how do you feel about a P2 here tonight, buddy?
Yeah, overall it was pretty good. First run till the stage break, just kind of had to learn, see how to take care of the car and how to really drive them. So ended up ruining a right front there, and then the next run we were able to hang on to it a lot longer and learn some more and just keep it out of trouble. And then the last run I thought I'd save it a bunch and then tried to go at the end, and the car just had nothing, and then just watched the 38 drive away. So he didn't seem to fade like anybody else. So congrats to him. So no, it was just clean. Another good points night. So
Yep.
we'll take it.
Well, you came into tonight up a spot from last week, so you are in the second spot of the points. So, with this finish here tonight, probably going to hold on to that position depending on how the points play out. You only had a 3-point lead over Chris Paff. So I don't know, stage points and all that. We'll see how all that stacks up with it. But, a long season to go. Still a lot of races left. What was your struggle? What was your struggle out here tonight? Because I think everybody has some struggles except probably for the 38.
I'd have to say mine is probably getting in like 3 and 4. Just everybody else seemed to be able to get on gas sooner than I could. And that just probably like my pickup points weren't quite right. Turn 1 and 2, I feel like I was probably better than most of them. But I'd lose it down in 3 and 4. So some laps I get real good, other laps I'd lose quite a bit. So just not a place I had a real good grip on, but we were able to manage and get something good out of it. So.
Yeah. Yep, good point style. Well, a couple of races coming up here that pretty tough tracks, driver's tracks basically. You got Martinsville next week for the next round. Then, of course, you've got New Hampshire. Talk about Martinsville first because that is the next race on the schedule. How do you feel about it?
I feel a lot better than I would about this place. The short tracks are a lot more of my thing, so hopefully we can maybe get that one spot better in Martinsville.
All right. Well, then after that, of course, I know one race at a time, but New Hampshire, that is another tough track. How do you feel about it? Out of the two, which one do you think you have a better grasp on?
Martinsville for sure, but I've run New Hampshire in some other different league stuff in different cars, and I've had okay luck there. I've won a couple, I've wrecked a couple, so I mean, just depends on how it goes, I guess. I haven't run the next gen car there, so it'll be a little bit of a learning curve, but hopefully it'll go alright.
All right, we'll go get some practice, of course, for the next race. Most importantly, Martinsville. Maybe put in some time here and there for New Hampshire. It never hurts to have that seat time, buddy. Awesome job out here tonight, a P2 finish at Kansas here. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate your P2?
Yeah, for sure. Just want to thank the SRU guys again, giving us all a pretty good place to race. It's been a lot of fun to run with these guys, and you guys for putting the broadcast on. Just a lot of fun.
All righty, buddy. We'll go celebrate your P2 here tonight, and we will see you next week. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Yep. Well, all right. Well, I don't think this guy needs an introduction, other than the little hiccup on pit road coming out third, but it didn't really affect him any here tonight. Zachary Rogic, buddy, 118 led laps out here tonight. You started on pole. You won the stage, pretty much a sweep here, other than leading all the laps. You did lead the most laps, so I would say a pretty good mop. Not a sweep, but a mop here tonight, man. But awesome job out here. I know what without a fight. Talk about your run and how you managed to handle the track. From us, it looked like so easy, but I'm sure it wasn't. Talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you just have to be patient in the center. I mean, you can't get intimidated especially when you're in the lead and people are overdriving entry and they're getting to your bumper. You can't feed off of that and get to the gas. So if you wrap the bottom as low as you can, back up entry, I mean, you get the best run off. And how can somebody really make a pass if they can't create that run and you're getting the best exit? And if by doing that you're saving tires, so just being patient in center. But yeah, it was a good race. Yeah, I don't know how I lost the lead there coming out of the pits. I think I was just babying it a little too much, being safe. But I made sure I didn't do that in the green flag stop. I almost slid past it actually.
Oh
So
man.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
there was a couple of drivers that got caught speeding coming out pit road. Unfortunately, it did bite them, and that hurts.
yeah, I was looking forward to that race. I knew they were going to flop me if they didn't do that, but I wanted to be on the offense. I wanted the fresher tires because I felt like I was saving them the best. Um, so I was fine with that. And then I came out and I was still in second, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? I didn't know where they were. And then yeah, from there I knew I had the freshest tires in the field. So then I just was babying it, and then Ryan kind of got to me, and eventually his tires just got the best of him.
Yeah. Do you think how long do you think you could have ran here other than the fuel that you think you could have ran on the set of tires that you was on without it really affecting you?
Well, that last round was 5 laps to the good, but after the stage, we were 2 laps short from the whole run, so we had to save a lap of fuel run. But then that caution came out and allowed me to save under caution and kind of just put it in all offensive. You don't have to worry about nothing. So, yeah.
Well, awesome job out here tonight, buddy. Marks your third win of the season, so starting to gather some wins again, this season here, bud. Awesome job on that. Of course, a couple of races coming up. Not easy tracks. Of course, the next one next week, Martinsville. How do you feel about Martinsville, which is the next track on the schedule? What's it like going in there, having this momentum?
Well, it's awesome. I love that track. Still shifting, which is whatever. Heck, I shifted all night at this track, but yeah, it gets tiring. But I mean, it's hopefully there's not a lot of cautions, and if there is, I mean, just stay out front and don't dare come in unless you absolutely have to. But if it goes green, then that's a hard track to catch somebody and pass, especially with the shifting, because you could be faster than somebody and you go into the corner, but the shifting makes up for ill handling car really, because it turns better in a lower gear. So it's just really hard to get that run off. But yeah, I mean, it'll be a good race.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can keep it green for a while.
And we'll see what happens at Martinsville. That is, of course, next week. Now, after that, the following week, we go to New Hampshire. So 2 tough tracks. Out of the 2, which one do you like the most and why?
New Hampshire, because you can adjust the entry and your center line and where you're braking and how you're letting it roll. You can kind of cross over people. You got a dime. You kind of want to dime in the corner, so it creates a lot of options for passing. You can pass people high. You can pass them low. It's a little harder low, but yeah, I like that track a little bit better. But Martinsville's a good track.
Okay. Do you think you have what it takes to go back to back for your? Well, it would be your second time actually, because you won at Texas going back to round 7. You won round 7 and round 8, Texas and Vegas. So do you think you have what it takes to, do another back to back?
Well, I definitely have what it takes, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna do it. These guys are that good.
Yeah, yeah.
And I gotta be on. I gotta work so hard just to uh, be up there with them. Like Kyle and Joseph is the king of either saving tire or saving fuel. So you always gotta be worrying about that and trying to. I mean, especially if it turns into a fuel mileage race, you got to do it better than him. That's hard to do. And
Yep.
but and these guys are always on top of the strategy. So I mean, sure, yes, I feel like I can, but it doesn't mean I will because these guys are that good.
Yeah. All righty, buddy. Well, awesome win out here tonight, man, at Kentucky. I know you've got a few final thoughts, shout outs, things you want to give before, you go celebrate your victory out here tonight and get ready for Martinsville. So I'm gonna turn the mic over to you, bud.
Yeah, shout out you guys. You guys put on the stream and my dad he watched tonight, and then and my spotter he spotted me all night. He does it every week, and he doesn't have to, so I appreciate that.
All righty, buddy. Well, go celebrate. And, thank you for coming out here racing as always. And I guess we will see you next week for Martinsville, bud.
Yes, sir.
Yep. All right. Well, that is our winner here tonight, Zachary Rongich, bringing it home into victory lane. But a good race overall and in general. Of course, we had that one yellow. We had the stage caution. And, well, we even had green flag pit stops out here tonight. And unfortunately, it bit a couple of them. And that's tough, when when a mistake happens like that on pit road and then there's nothing there to help get that mistake back. It unfortunately in the long run it ends up like what happened to a couple of drivers out here tonight.
Yes, sir. You live by the sword, you die by the sword sometimes. And by saying that, you got to be mistake free. You got to be mistake free all throughout the race, and that even includes those green flag cycle pit stops that I kind of maybe pre-warned about, at the top of the show. I'm like, you got to be careful because this pit road can be tricky coming from an average cornering speed that these cars will be carrying.
Yep.
And you just saw a couple of drivers try to attack it, and they just miscalculated, and like you talked about, drove into that type of mistake that way. And so many different ways to drive into a mistake here at Kentucky. It's not like your average mile and a half like we already talked about. It was a fantastic race. And Martinsville, New Hampshire, the next two coming up races, bound to be just as exciting. You never can tell with Martinsville.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joshua, thanks for having me as always. Great to be here. Love being here, calling these races. Love being a part of the SRU family, like we talked about earlier.
Yep, not only myself and MaxspeedTV, but of course I didn't see them in chat out here tonight, but B&R, they call races for SRU, so not only them and myself, but SRU, we're all even though we all three are separate entities in our own matter, we're all a team. We all got to work together in some shape, way, or form. So, a big shout out to, of course, B&R for what they're doing over here for SRU as well. And I know they've got some upcoming streams coming up here that they're going to be hopefully taken, into their neck of the woods. So, big shout out to y'all over at B&R Will, and, always good to have you up here on a Sunday night. We thought it was Sonoma. Well, it was Kentucky, and I got to say, I'll go ahead and say it, I am glad it was Kentucky and not Sonoma because, folks, as you are aware, and if you're not aware, I hate road courses. So, I'll go ahead and say it. But anyway, we're going to get down here to the unofficial results for any of the admin stuff they have to do here tonight. But Zachary Rongich grabbing the win here tonight, dominated the field. Of course, yeah, that race off pit road, yeah, it put him back a spot or two, but he made it up. and he got it back up there in the first, grabbing the victory out here tonight. Ryan Messer, awesome job there to P2 to P3 for Cal Munson. An awesome points night for Mr. Munson here tonight, too. Zach Deutscher in 4th, Chris Paff 5th, David Cassidy 6th, Robbie Darnell 7th, Kevin Roy at 8th, Jason Cavity 9th, and Jeff Gilmore 10th. Gomez will grab a top 11 or top 10. He will grab a spot at 11th outside of the top 10 here this evening. But good run there by Gomez. Kyle Heath fell back into 12th, unfortunately, but hey, a top 15 for Kyle. Joseph Cossin 13th. These two were was a couple of them that had the boo-boos on pit road here tonight. Rick Adams in 14th, Phillip Bridgman 15th, Gary Wright 16th, Art Mullane 17th, Robbie Stewart at 18th. I think Jim Coleman'sberger was one of the other ones that had a boo-boo on pit road. Man, tough break for those guys, man. Mistakes on pit road are treacherous. Jim will finish 19th, Clifton Ashley 20th, Michael Yarrow 21st, Gary Slapinski 22nd, and Buzz did not start here tonight. But then again, our winner here this evening, Zachary Rogic, bringing it home into victory lane here tonight for the Dave Bush Sim Racing Elite Cup Series, round number 12 here tonight for season 15, presented to you all by MaxspeedTV. Will, that's going to do it this week. Of course, Martinsville next week. That's one of those races that can either go really, really good or really, really bad.
Yes, sir, indeed. The paperclip, you never can tell, like I said, so just have to wait and see what next week unfolds the paperclip.
Yep. All righty, folks. Well, that's going to do it. A big shout out to, of course, everybody in chat here tonight. I think I got everybody's name down. If I didn't, I do apologize. Robert Chappell, FDR Chappell out there in chat. Will Roberts, Brian Odell, Brady Kennedy. I don't know if Tara was out there or not, but if she was, big shout out to Tara too. John Black and Stephen Lane out there here this evening. Of course, thank you everybody that was not talking in chat but still tuned in here tonight. We do appreciate it. Until tomorrow night, folks, Proton will be back in action right here on MaxspeedTV. And then, of course, next week at Martinsville, same time, same bat channel right here, 7:45 Eastern, 6:45 Central at Martinsville. But stay safe. Thank you all again, and have a good night.